Joining us now is one of those attorneys general who issued a similar warning, the AG of Connecticut, William Tong. Sir, thanks so much for sharing part of your afternoon with us. Your office says there are more than 5,000 federal workers living in Connecticut. How many of them do you expect will take this buyout?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Boris. Not clear yet, although I'm hearing as many as 20,000 employees are readying to take this buyout. And to me, it feels like something like a scam. It has all the hallmarks of a scam. When I try to help people in Connecticut and how to protect themselves from scams, I say, watch out for offers that have little details, scant details, and watch out for scams that have time pressure, right? You have to take it now or you lose it. And that's why we're telling people across Connecticut, if you're a federal employee, be careful, because there's, as far as we can tell, no authority for this action, no guarantee that you'll get paid through September 30th, no guarantee that this is real.
I want to get your response to a spokesperson at the Office of Personnel Management who's argued that these group of attorneys general warning workers not to take the buyout, which you are part of, is spreading misinformation and using workers as pawns. They argue that this is a generous opportunity. I see you shaking your head. What do you say in response?
Yeah, this is an attack on not just the federal workforce, but on Connecticut. Look, we rely on people in the Social Security Administration. We just had a segment before on CNN about the Department of Education. What about special education? What about student loans? What about clean air, clean water, and the EPA? Connecticut relies on these workers, not just the 5,000 in Connecticut, but we rely on these workers to keep us safe, to keep our children safe and educated, to keep the lights on, to keep the heat going. I know that national security and law enforcement officials are accepted from this buyout program. But what about the 6,000 people that Kash Patel wants to street immediately? This is very dangerous for Connecticut and for states across the country.
I do wonder if their argument is that they want to eliminate waste and make the federal government more efficient, whether you believe that is just a front. Is it disingenuous? Do you think that they have ulterior motives?
Yeah, not only is it disingenuous, but Vivek Ramaswamy, before he was ejected from this effort, said that they wanted to be compassionate and be there for workers. But listen to Russell Vought, who's the president's nominee for the Office of Management and Budget. He said that they want to traumatize workers, make it so unpleasant, make it so traumatic that they don't want to go to work. And so there's a much more dark and nefarious enterprise going on here, where they want to push people out of federal service by traumatizing them and scaring them.
Do you plan to file a lawsuit on behalf of these workers?
We're considering all of our options right now. State attorneys general are very concerned about their effect, the effect of these potential, not just buyouts, but there's no guarantee that these workers won't get laid off, and the way that it impacts services here in Connecticut and prejudices Connecticut families in our states.
As you're considering it, what would lead you to going ahead and filing? What would be the tipping point?
So, of course, we're focused now on collecting information, and there's not a lot of information about this program. We're collecting information about how these buyouts might impact us here in Connecticut. As you know, we moved immediately on birthright citizenship. We sued last Monday. We got a temporary restraining order on Thursday. On the purported federal freeze on funding, we heard about that, I think, on Monday night. We took action on Tuesday and got a temporary restraining order. So we're ready to act, and we've been successful so far in blocking this administration in its most draconian moves. So again, all of this is on the table, and we're looking at every possible option to protect workers and to protect Connecticut and our states.
Connecticut Attorney General William Tong, thanks so much for sharing your perspective. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Boris.